Bwaaa!
Bwaaa tries to fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas. The trailer park is nice and dark, deep in the heart of Texas. That drinks his brew and he spits his chew, deep in the heart of Texas. The TV blares, but no one cares, deep in the heart of Texas. Here we go!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bwaaa, a King of the Hill rewatch podcast. I am Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
And Rusty, this one's a little different. We've got somebody on the line with us.
Yeah, I was managed to get a hold of the real Hank Trill. So
Official?
The official Hank Trill. There was another Hank Trill that I emailed that wasn't this guy. So,
what? So
there was?
Yes. So there's a guy that makes beats on SoundCloud who goes under the name Hank Trill as well. And he's been doing it since like 2015. And I shot him an email thinking it was you. But he was like, he said that like 4 or 5 people had already hit him up asking for interviews for the real Hank Trill. And he's like, well, I'll do an interview, but I'm not the Hank Trill that's trending right now. So
he's like, I'll do an interview, but nobody knows who I am. But that's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess my first question is, how did you get, like, where does King of the Hill start for you? Like, where does your first, like, King of the Hill memory, like, where does King of the Hill start for you?
King of the Hill, it's like it was kind of boring whenever I was little. But then as I got older and then moved down to Oklahoma, that's when I started realizing how funny the show actually was. But really, I don't even think I've watched the whole show really though. But I just really started making these songs just because I could do the voice. So I thought, like, why not?
Well, they're great. There's some good stuff.
So Hank, do I need to call you Hank?
Yeah, you can call me whatever.
Okay. So
you can call me Hank.
So Hank, give me an idea for those who don't know. Tell us what you do.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I make these songs, these rap songs with King of the Hill's or Hank Hill's voice from King of the Hill.
Right.
The biggest song right now is probably the one that's like, I keep that thing on me. God damn it, Bobby. They see me selling propane and now they're trying to copy. That one's been blowing up on TikTok.
That's the one that I heard
a while ago.
Yeah, that's the one that I personally heard on TikTok was God dang it, Bobby. I keep that one. That's the very first one I ever heard. And it's real funny because like all of my friends that I play video games and stuff with, they know that I'm doing a King of the Hill podcast. And they were all like, have you heard of Hank Trill? Have you heard of Hank Trill? And I was like, not only have I heard of him, I got him in the DMs right now, and we're trying to get something sorted. So they were all like, oh, no, the real Hank Trill. So everybody was kind of hyped for the interview.
So what's the name of that song?
Yeah, Propane Money. I think if you just look up, like, Hank Hill rap, Hank Trill,
it'll
or
pop
just
up.
any of that, it'll show up. Like, Hank Trill shows up on Google and all that.
Sure.
Would you
Spotify
sure.
Would you care if we
stuff.
Would you mind if we played that song for our listeners in the podcast?
Yeah, you can play it. I don't.
Yeah, I just want to get your permission. I like to.
Yeah,
you know, I know it's not
sure
like copyrighted, but
no, yeah, you have my permission. If it copy strikes you, I think I can take that off.
Okay.
Actually.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Yeah, well, just a snippet. We're not going to play like 45 minutes of your music or nothing. Just so everybody can get a little flavor that doesn't know who you are yet, because there's a lot of the younger crowd that know.
If you did.
Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't care. Well, it's free exposure if nothing else.
So give us an idea. you know, you enjoy the show. You say you maybe haven't really watched the entire show. So what caused this? What made you start doing this?
So I've been doing music since third grade,
Yeah.
and so I make most of the stuff I do is like just instrumental stuff.
Sure.
All the Hank Trill songs I make all the beats for,
Oh, okay.
and so I just figured out I could do the voice like a year ago, and I just thought one day I was like I might as well just like make some Hank Hill songs just because I can. And I thought it'd be funny to like try and make them actually sound like musically good too.
Right.
Just because like people would listen and be like, "Damn, somebody spent time on this."
Yeah, and you could tell that you spent time on it. It's not just like, you know, thrown together. I can tell that you're actually, and that's why you're blowing up, is because you take the time to make something that's worth listening to, and it's funny at the same time.
Well, I think it also has a lot to do with the fact that you're fairly consistent with putting new stuff out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a big thing. It's like I even got kind of worried that I wasn't putting enough stuff out, but people were telling me I was putting too much out for a while.
Really?
Like, for a while, I was kind of worried I was going to fall off.
Yeah.
I wasn't dropping a new song every week.
Yeah.
If it's like catchy, it'll like blow up as a little sound on TikTok no matter what. Like I got so many different ones popping off right now. Like there's that Propane Profit one where it's like, man, fuck 12. I'm gonna always talking fuck, how does it go? It's like, fuck 12, always in my business talking about we got a warrant for your arrest. How about I arrest these nuts on your forehead? Y'all heard that one?
Yeah, I heard that. I've heard everything you've done. Yeah. I've actually sat there last night and put you on while I was playing games, and I listened to everything you had that was available on YouTube.
So let's talk about King of the Hill. Let's talk about King of the Hill real quick. What? Give me an idea of is Hank your favorite character? Have you seen an episode that is your favorite? Which?
I'd say probably Hank is probably my favorite character, but
right.
I think I like what I've done with like Hank Trill is kind of just like a reinvention of the character because I kind of at first it was kind of just a joke, and then I didn't really like I started trying to watch the show a little bit more because I kind of felt bad like profiting off of it so much and not seeing it that much.
Right.
And then I don't know. So that's why I kind of like making it more of a separate character. So there's like Hank Trill, Metro Boomhauer, and Dale Drizzle. And I like them to be there sort of like different than the show.
That's great.
But yeah, it's a favorite episode.
Yeah.
Similar but different, yeah. That's what I've noticed. Like Hank Hill is.
Yeah. So like whenever people come in, I don't understand when like there's people that'll be like, oh, why would you say that on the song? Hank Hill doesn't do that, or that doesn't happen in the show, or he wouldn't ever say, God damn it, Bobby, to his son.
Right.
And I'm like, well, the way I think about it is like, why would you want to hear me say the same things that he already says in the show over and over again when I could be saying something new? But yeah, that's just how I think about it.
Well, right, and it's also like it's not supposed to be the same thing, you know. I mean, it's not like we've seen all that. What this is kind of a tribute or almost like what Saturday Night Live does to politics and movies and things like that. So I think it's a little bit of an homage to it. And you're trying to be respectful of it, but you're saying, what if these characters were gangsters or you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, here in a little bit, after we get off the call, I'll send you a picture. One of the local not a tattoo artist, sorry, he's a graffiti artist. He spray painted a Hank Trill. I call it Hank Trill, but it's a tattooed Hank Hill with like a tattooed Peggy and stuff like that, and it's like a real cool mural that he did. I'll send that to you after the call. Yeah. It's the whole entire room.
So how long have you been doing this?
Yeah, it's a whole room. Like it's like a whole wall. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've been doing this for like just over a year. The Hank Trill
Yeah,
songs.
yeah. So
So
a little over a year.
yeah, those just started about a year ago. Yeah.
When did it start to buzz for you though? Like when did you realize, damn, I probably could do this and make some cash doing this and have fun at the same time?
Right after I made a TikTok account, actually.
So the TikTok is what kind of got you.
Yeah, so I was putting all the songs out on YouTube and stuff, but then everybody was telling me to make a TikTok. They're like, if you make a TikTok, you'll blow up immediately. And then I just never wanted to mess with TikTok because I didn't like it. But I made a TikTok account in January and it immediately blew up. I just posted like screen recordings of my YouTube songs up there. And then people just like searched them up. And then it started showing them up in more people's home pages and stuff. And then I had like the first song that kind of blow up was the Cleveland Brown diss track. And that one kind of blew up on YouTube and TikTok a bit. And then every song after that just kept getting bigger.
Let me ask you about that Cleveland Brown diss track. So is that Cleveland Brown diss track because they canceled King of the Hill for the Cleveland Brown show?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny that you did that, and that shows that you at least have enough knowledge of King of the Hill to know that it was canceled for an inferior show.
Yeah, so that's what the I can tell y'all Hank Trill's story is like he got his show taken down because of the Cleveland show, and then had to start drug dealing and rapping and stuff. That's basically just Hank Trill.
That's a direct
great.
correlation to what normally happens. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You take somebody's show away, they start dealing drugs. Sure,
that's awesome.
Hey, let me ask you, Hank. So, have you done live performances?
Yeah, I've done a few like not performances like concerts, but I've played at events.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I played at a CanaCon a few weeks ago. Y'all know what that is?
And what is that? What's CanaCon? No, let me know. Yeah.
We have legal weed in Oklahoma. And so they had, like, a bunch of these weed festivals.
Yeah.
It was, like, one of those. And then it was inside of the convention center. And they had all the booths and stuff. And then this company called Solvent Direct that makes butane, they've had me come out to a few of those events, and I just have a little speaker I bring out.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just a real bare bones kind of thing, huh?
Yeah, I just bring my and I really make all my songs on my iPhone or iPad on GarageBand, so I can just bring my iPhone with, and then have the speaker on wheels, and then just Bluetooth it anytime I want, because I got all my beats on my phone and stuff.
Right. That's awesome. So, what does the future look like for Hank Trill? Where do you want to take this?
So, what I've been trying to do is make like I want to make one last good Hank Trill album, and then have like a lot of good references and stuff in it, and then maybe do a Metro Boomhauer mixtape, because Metro Boomhauer has like its own little fan base too. And then after that, I was thinking about like I've already connected with a ton of different artists that want beats and stuff. So I've got a lot of those I could sell. But then also, y'all ever seen Leprechaun in the Hood?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm making a album themed like Leprechaun in the Hood. That's one of my goals too.
So you're making a Leprechaun in the Hood themed album.
Yeah.
And tell us why you're doing that. What is that, just to make fun of the movie, or is it like your favorite movie, or what's inspiring that?
Well, it's kind of just like the Hank Trill thing. I mean, I just thought of it one day. I thought it'd be funny if I did the Leprechaun voice over some songs, like some old, like early 2000s Atlanta sounding rap songs. I actually posted one of them. I think it's on my
It's on your Sir Skeet YouTube, isn't it?
yeah. I posted it's called Leprechaun in Atlanta. Yeah, that one I posted was just a concept, and I think I'm gonna try and make a whole album like it.
That's great.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'll be looking out for that.
So, I mean, is the plan to be a touring artist, or is this just for fun, or what do you want to do with this?
Right now, I'm trying to use Hank Trill really to just network with a ton of people, because really I don't realistically think Hank Trill will last as like a steady money maker for long.
Right.
So like right now I can build up a brand as myself and stuff, and then I also have like I got a few big songs that might come out, like Paul Wall might hop on a song and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
But yeah.
Bwaaa tries to fight all through the night, deep in the heart of Texas.
That would be awesome, man. That'd get you some traction for sure on that one.
Yeah,
especially being King of the Hill being a big Texas show. There's a lot of, I mean, you know, King of the Hill's got a lot of Texas fans.
Yeah.
And Paul Wall is as Texas as it gets.
That's why I was making this next album, this next Hank Trill album, also kind of like old Houston themed. Because right now,
oh, like the Houston sound.
Yeah, so the sound that I have on most of the other ones is kind of just like old, like early 2010s trap music, but it's kind of like the Hank Trill is kind of it's more than just like a parody of King of the Hill though too. Like I kind of see it as a parody of just rap itself, because like what I'm trying
no, I agree with you. That's how I felt about it. It kind of reminded me of kind of like Weird Al Yankovic used to do with popular songs, except for it's more like centric to one show, and it's like parody rap. You know what I mean?
Character based also.
Yeah, character based parody rap. And I kind of disagree with you, bro. I really think that Hank Trill is something that could last, and the only reason why I say that is because they have the show is being redone right now. They're in developing a King of the Hill reboot, so they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
So I think when they bring it back, it gives you, until the show ends again, it gives you an unlimited amount of content. Like that's how we're seeing it as a King of the Hill podcast. We're doing the old series, the 12 seasons that are already there, 13 seasons. But then we're like, well, they're doing this new show too, so that gives us like more content to create. And as long as they're making that show, that's like it's like a content factory. You know, that's how we kind of approached it.
The way I
know in my
like,
circle, my bad, I don't mean to interrupt you.
I don't know, that's all right.
I know in my circle personally, they're huge. Everybody is huge Hank Trill fans. The fact that I was able to get an interview with you, they were all like, "Oh, I thought he was untouchable" and stuff like that. They're all like, I was like, "Well, he answered me back on Instagram, so here we are." So yeah, no, you got a huge fan base. It's definitely like a real big grassroots fan base. And I'm talking about 30 and 40-year-old men here, bro. I'm not talking about like 18-year-olds. I'm talking about 30 and 40-year-old men that really dig your music, that are listening to it.
Yeah, that's what I noticed. When I was out at like 2 a.m. last night walking home from 7-Eleven, and two dudes noticed me like in the middle of the night. They actually kind of scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, it scared me too.
I was just walking home from 7-Eleven, and they drove past, and then they kind of like slowed down while they were driving by, and then like they drove off. Saw the lights, and so like I saw them like drive past by me, and then I heard them turning around. And then that's when I just thought about like just running. But then they like drove up in front of me with the window down, and they're like, "Oh, yo, you're that Hank Trill guy, right, man? I saw you on TikTok." Yeah, they scared the shit out of me.
That's really fantastic. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
You said you moved to Oklahoma. Where'd you initially come from?
I was born in Washington.
Washington State?
Yeah. I was born in Olympia, Washington.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then I lived in I lived in Washington D.C. for a while too, and then
just to confuse people.
Missouri. Yeah, and then
Are you a military brat?
nah.
Oh, okay, I was just curious because all those places that you said you moved from, there's military bases in every one of those places.
Well, my grandpa used to work for the Treasury in Washington D.C.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Mhm.
Oh, that's dope.
Well, do you have a song in the you have a song kind of waiting to come out? What's the next release?
Well, I have. So me, what I really do is I just have a lot of ideas.
Mhm.
That's really why. So the reason why Hank Trill, I wouldn't have it go on for too long, is just because I want to work on so many different things,
Right.
and so that's why I want to carefully make a perfect album
Yeah.
for my next one. But I'm not going to try and overthink it or anything and take too long. But
Nah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, like everything that you've done so far, man, is great. Like I said, you're on the right track. Like your beat production is really good. Like you could tell that you're coming into your own with your music production. You know what I mean? Like you could hear it in your sound. Like it's really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I reached out to you and stuff. If your production would have sucked, I probably would have never heard you, kind of thing. But the fact that you've blown up
Yeah, I
shows
appreciate it.
that your production is at a good point. Which I really hope that. The beat production part, if the rap part don't work, I really hope that your beat production blows up for you, because it sounds like you like everything that you're doing, but your heart's really in the music and like actually producing the music.
Yes.
I mean, if that's what I'm reading anyway, that's what it feels like.
The thing is, I don't ever want to make like, at least at the moment, I don't want to make like serious music or anything, because people are like,
Yeah.
oh, why are you? Some people say that I'm wasting talent on this, or wasting beats on Hank Trill and stuff.
Yeah, don't listen to anybody, because you're not. Like what you're doing, like they're only saying that is because they're not blown up on TikTok. Anybody that's telling you anything like that is because they're jealous that they can't produce a song that blows up on TikTok. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, it's pretty true.
Yeah. No, you're doing the right thing. At least from my perspective, as far as content creation goes. And I'm not like old. I'm only in my 30s, so I've been around for like all of the content creation from the beginning of YouTube and stuff. So I've kind of seen how it all develops, and you're doing what you're supposed to do when you're trending. You know, you're making the songs for the trend that you've already started. So you started the Hank Trill, and you're riding with it. You got the Hank Trill, you've got the Metro Boomhauer, and Dale Drizzle. So yeah, you're doing great. You need to find a female friend, and you could get Peggy in there too.
Yeah.
Whip it up, Peggy. You know, she could be in the kitchen whipping up crack or something.
The thing about that, there's a lot of voice actors that were hitting me up and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like I'd want to be, if I had to orchestrate people to do it, like, because I know if I got a voice for Peggy, I'd have to like write the lyrics for them most likely, and have to like orchestrate them in some way. So I feel like I could do that. I could do like,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, for sure.
It's true.
yeah, just have like a bigger production.
Yeah, it gets
But I feel like I would
bigger.
want to be in person with people for something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely for the vibe and everything anyway. When you're creating music, I feel like, I know it works for some artists, like big, huge, like, you know, you send Eminem a beat, he tears the beat up and sends it back to whoever made it, that kind of thing. But I feel like when you're starting out like you are, you got to do everything in-house. You got to have everybody in the room when you're making it, because especially being young, like, a lot of musicians, when they start out, and they start out with these groups of people that they have, like their circle, that's how they're able to elevate themselves. So yeah, I see why you'd want to do everything in-house and in the room. Yeah. So what other hobbies and things do you do besides music? What other things are you interested in?
I just recently quit my job at UPS because really I'm making way more money off of Hank Trill, and it was kind of just like a waste of money and time working at UPS.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, now that I'm not there,
Yeah, isn't that mind blowing though? Like, you're making more money doing this than you were like your actual job.
Yeah, it's crazy. But like now I just have so much more time, but I haven't even gotten back into what I used to do. I used to play a lot of games and stuff. Now all I've really wanted to do is music though. But I think that's good because it's not good whenever.
Yeah, it's good whenever you're doing something that you can be passionate about. Yeah.
Well, Hank, give us one thing to go out on. What should we look forward to? How can the folks listening here support you, and then maybe treat us to a little bit of freestyle?
Bwaaa, rewatch podcast.
That's great.
That's it. That's it.
You can find me on all music platforms at Hank Trill, Hank Trill, and you can go to my merchandise shop, hanktrill.bigcartel.com, to get some shirts.
All right, man.
That's awesome,
that was
man.
nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was great.
I have a merch shop. I can try freestyling real quick.
Yeah,
hit
man.
us a little freestyle, man.
Please
Before we sign
do.
off.
Please do.
I'll give you 3 random words. Propane, Heimlich County, and Tom Landry Middle School.
I'm in Heimlich County, racking up them bounties.
There you go.
That's good, man. That's good.
Propane pimping in the cocaine kitchen.
There you go. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, hey, Hank, it was a pleasure talking to you, and we wish you really great luck on everything going forward. Give us one thing to go out on. What make everybody feel good.
Oh, I'm about to go down to Taco Bell and get me a Bwaaa blast.
There it is.
Awesome, man.
There it is.
Hope y'all have a pleasant evening or day, or if you're listening to this at work, hope you're having a good time.
There you go.
Hank Trill wishes you the best. Oh man, God help.
Well, good job, Hank. Well, thanks, man. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll look forward to talking to you in the future, man.
Yeah, y'all have a great day too.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.